In the heart of the Arctic Ocean, there's an iceberg that is home to a bunch of adorable baby walruses. But one little walrus named Wally is tired of hanging out at the South Pole. He wants to go on an adventure. Wally is a very playful and energetic little walrus, but he's also a bit clumsy, as he slips and slides round on the ice, trying to find his footing. Wally keeps losing his balance and falling over. Oof, he says, tumbling onto his back. He looks up at the sky for a moment before plopping back down onto his belly and waddling off again. He slides right into a patch of open water and swims happily toward the surface. There he pops up and shakes himself dry, sending droplets of water flying in all directions. From there, Wally makes his way onto another iceberg where he spots some fish swimming just below the surface. Now fish are one of a walrus's favorite foods, so Wally slides back into the water and swims after them. He chases the slippery fish all around the iceberg until they dart away in a dark crevice. So Wally swims closer to take a peek inside, but he quickly backs out when he sees the scary-looking polar bear emerging from the hole. The polar bear roars and takes a big swipe at Wally with its giant paw. But Wally is too quick for the big lug, and he darts away just in the nick of time. As Wally continues on his merry way, we learn a little more about him through some animated text. Did you know that? A group of male walruses is called a bloat. That's because adult male walruses can weigh up to 3,700 pounds, nearly 2 tons. And when they're lounging around together on the beach, they kind of look like a bunch of barrels just hanging out. Speaking of barrels, Wally really wishes he had one of those barrels of fish that the fishermen sometimes leave behind. Wally thinks he'd be happy munching on a barrel of fish for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But unfortunately for Wally, all he finds is an empty cardboard box. He tries peeking inside anyway, but there's nothing but a few stray fish bones in there. Next, Wally comes across a huge sheet of loose ice. It's too small for a polar bear to stand on, but just the right size for a playful walrus. He starts sliding around on it and having the time of his life until the ice flips over and sends him sprawling onto the ground. Wally slowly gets to his feet and dusts himself off. Then he does something pretty crazy. He picks up the huge sheet of ice in his mouth and starts walking around with it like a hat on his head. Well, that is until the wind knocks the ice right back over. And this time, Wally gets stuck underneath it. He struggles to free himself, but it's no use. He just keeps getting deeper and deeper into the icy slush. Meanwhile, Wally's mom has been searching for him everywhere. She was starting to get pretty worried when she finally spotted him stuck under that sheet of ice. She swims over and gives him a big push with her nose, but she can't quite pull him out. So she grabs hold of his favorite toy, a rubber duck, and tugs it until Wally lets go and surfaces. Once he's free, Wally gives his mom a big hug, then darts away again. This time, he heads over to a patch of ice where a bunch of other walruses are hanging out. They're all making funny faces at each other, and Wally wants to join in on the fun. He sticks his bottom lip out as far as he can and wiggles his whiskers. He even sticks his entire face underwater for a few seconds before resurfacing and snorting. All the other walruses erupt in laughter at his antics, but Wally wants to up the ante. So he takes a big deep breath and blows a giant stream of air into the water. But instead of shooting upward like he expected, the air comes out sideways and knocks him right off the ice. Wally tumbles end over end and lands in a big pile of snow. He shakes his head to clear the snowflakes out of his eyes, then waddles over to a nearby puddle. He takes a big drink, then notices his reflection looking back at him. He makes a funny face at himself and gets a big kick out of it. Then he looks over and sees another walrus taking a drink from the puddle. Wally figures it's time for round 2 of funny faces. He licks his chops and sticks his tongue out as far as he can, almost like he's sticking his tongue at himself. But when the other walrus turns around, Wally quickly sticks his tongue back in his mouth. The other walrus, who we'll call Wendy, gives Wally a curious look. She tilts her head and stares at him for a moment, then bursts out laughing. She slaps the water with her flipper in amusement and tries to compose herself. When she's under control again, she takes another drink from the puddle and gives Wally another curious look. She doesn't understand why he's acting so strange, but it's certainly amusing. Wally isn't sure what to do next. He tries sticking his whole face in the water again, but Wendy scares him off by poking him with her nose. So Wally slides down into the water and swims over to Wendy. He nudges her playfully, then darts away when she swipes at him with her flipper. They keep playing until Wally gets tired and climbs up on top of Wendy's head for a piggyback ride. She lets him stay there for a little while, but eventually she shakes her head to get him off. So Wally jumps into the water and swims after her. They play hide and seek amongst the icebergs for a while, and Wally has so much fun. But soon, he starts to get a little hungry. So he and Wendy swim back to shore to see if they can find some fish. Now, even though Wally is still learning how to hunt for fish, he manages to find a nice little spot where he can stick his head underwater and suck up a couple of tasty fish. He swallows them down in one gulp and feels a lot better now, full bellies. Wally and Wendy climb up on a nearby iceberg to take a rest. Wally looks out at the vast ocean around him and realizes how lucky he was to have a wonderful day. Playing with his new friend, he may have started out by himself, but now Wally knows he has someone to play with tomorrow, and that makes him very happy indeed. If you enjoyed this fun-filled episode with Wally the Walrus, don't forget to hit the like button to see more colorful cartoons about whimsical creatures from the deep. You can also share this video with a friend who needs a good laugh and for more playful adventures. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more playful adventures. Thanks for watching.